guys, and welcome back to another TV to Sims 4 video. We are still on Riverdale. This is part 3 now. And we're gonna talk about uh the Jones family and serpents included, because to me the serpents are all a family. I mean, yeah. Anyways, um, first we have Jughead. Um, to me, probably one of my favorite characters. Although I will say, yes, I agree, a little cringy. You know, the whole
Yeah, I'm weird. What a
like for season one, they really okay. All the seasons, it's all cheesy, but I like Jughead the most. Kind of like the gang, the whole. I like the South Side Serpents. I think I like how it all goes in. I'm glad they included it in the television show. Why am I talking with my hands so much? Um, yeah. So Jughead Jones, he is, if you are all caught up, the current leader of the South Side Serpents. Um, but I often wonder. The South Side Serpent seems like a pretty large gang for the most part, but we very rarely see anyone except the teenagers in it. And I think it's kind of weird. Like, there has to be someone who's more qualified to be leading this gang instead of a teenager. Um, but it is a show for teenagers, so I guess I can't complain too much. Um, Jughead is a good friend of Archie Andrews. Yeah, their bromance, friendship, whatever you want to call it, be-
beautiful.
so they're always there for one another, and I love it. It's magical. Um, I said this before that I thought Betty was gonna end up with Archie, but I'm glad it didn't happen that way because I'll tell you what, I absolutely love Betty Cooper and Jughead Jones together. They are so freaking adorable. Whenever there's like moments in the show where they kind of like split or they're not necessarily together, or even before they actually got together. And the whole time I was just like, no, this isn't right. Obviously, at the beginning, I thought Betty was gonna get with Archie, so I wasn't really thinking it then. But after they got together, and from there on forth, I was like, no, they need to be together. They're so, I love it. They're probably my favorite couple because honestly, Archie and Veronica, I don't care for them too much. F.P. Jones, father of Jughead Jones. I love the names. I'm not going. I don't remember what FP stands for. I know it literally. Anyways, I just looked it up too, and I already forgot. FP Jones was, um, I'm gonna say former leader of the Serpents, because he did step down so he could become like an officer, or no, he's the sheriff of Riverdale now. Which, like, tell me how that works. How can you go from being a gang leader to a sheriff of a town? What? That, oh, okay, like, okay, you're gonna sound like a mob boss is gonna become a sheriff of whatever. That just doesn't make sense to me. Unless it could be happening and we just don't know about it. Um, yeah, FP, and this is what I kind of don't like. FP and Alice had a thing going on in the past, have a secret love child that we don't know if we've met them or not. It says that we've met them, but I don't think that that's who it is. I don't think Chick or Charles. Obviously, Chick isn't. They've already marked that off. Um, I don't think either of them are the actual child. But yeah, Alice Cooper, mother of Betty Cooper, and FP, father of Jughead, are have had a fling, and I'm pretty sure in the new season they're like hooking up again because the Joneses, they bought the Cooper house in the last season and they're still living there. But now Alice is living there too and Betty's living there, and I just don't get it. It's just weird. It's gross. Like, I wish something needs to end there. Like, either Betty and Jughead need to break up or Alice and FP need to break up because it's just gross. And I'd rather it be Alice and FP if I'm being completely honest. Um, Tony Topaz might be a close second for favorite characters. I don't know, it's so hard to decide. I really like Tony. When she was introduced, I was like, yes! She's so
Badass.
finally like a good female. There wasn't a lot of like they weren't talking about a lot of females in the Serpents, and I know that like Betty kind of joins, and then eventually Cheryl joins. But I really like Tony. In my opinion, I think Tony would be a better gang leader than uh than Jughead, but that's just me. And you know what? She does go end up opening. She does start a gang. I can't remember what it's called right now. Um, she does start a gang. I completely forgot. Also, I love that they start talking about different sexualities. I know there was Kevin, and they mentioned it obviously with Cheryl because Cheryl and Betty get together, but it's just nice that they're talking about, you know what, teenagers aren't just all straight. um, which it was very prominent in like the first season. There was like one kid who was gay, and I'm like, come on, we need a little more. It's not like that all the time. Um, I at first really liked Tony and Cheryl's relationship, which I might go into it a little bit more when I talk about the Cheryl household, although that's gonna, you know what, there's a lot to talk about in the Blossom household, so maybe I should talk about it now. I really liked Tony's and Cheryl's relationship at first, but in this newer season, it's getting a little abusive emotionally anyways in my opinion, and I think it's coming to an end pretty dang soon if I do say so myself, and I do. um all right. So the next person I make in the Jones household. See, it's not just the Jones I was making. I only made 4 of them. No, I made 5 of them. My bad. That little surprise is coming soon. Um, because I mean, I could make a big old household and just include all of the at least the teenage serpents, but I don't have time for that first of all. So I put the ones that I like most. Obviously, I had to put Jughead in there. Obviously, I had to put FP. Tony, I really wanted to put in there because to me she's included in one of the main characters now. But I also wanted to add Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea's funny. I don't know. I like Sweet Pea. He's not that important, but I just wanted to add one of the other guys there. Um, he's not even. I don't know. He's kind of important. There are other. I could have added Fangs. I could have added. I don't know, but I I didn't want to go making a bunch of Sims and like that be what a majority of this video is, just me creating all the serpents. But I did include them in the Jones household because they are kind of like a big old family. So yeah. Um okay. So one of the biggest things that I would like to talk about in this video is the fact that it is foreseen that Jughead Jones is going to be dead by the end of this season. Oh, by the way, yeah, I made Hot Dog Jones, so you're welcome. One of the most important serpents. Anyways, but back to what I was talking about. It is like they made it a pretty like predominant storyline in this season that Jughead is going to die. Now, when they make these accusations, or when they talk about this, they make it seem as though Archie, Betty, and Veronica have something to do with it. And the ones who are claiming that it's them that's doing it are uh, Jughead's new classmates at this Stonewall prep that he's now attending, which I don't necessarily like. I'll get into that in a minute. They're claiming those kids, Donna and Brett, are claiming that Archie, Veronica, and Betty have something to do with him dying. And I just don't, that doesn't make any gosh darn sense to me. I can't see, I know Betty has like murderer traits or whatever. And Archie, like, he comes off heroic, so like maybe if something accidentally happened, I just can't imagine any of them doing it. Maybe Veronica, but that's just because I'm not the biggest fan of Veronica, maybe. But I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Um, so let me tell you what I think is going to happen. I think Jughead was put up. Like, I think Jughead's grandfather was the writer of those books. Oh, why can't I think of what the books are called? I don't know. There's books. There's like the the investigated books that have like the ghost writers for them, and Jughead's grandfather was one of the writers. Um, and he went to Stonewall Prep, and now there is this new English professor who the Francis whatever who was also one of the writers and is looking for a new one. And there is a theory that Francis didn't actually write one of the books and that it was in fact Jughead's grandpa. um, so I think that Jughead was like put up, like he was asked to go to this Stonewall Prep because the whole plan was to kill him because of something to do with the grandpa. I feel like it's going to lead to that. I feel like this Francis guy was put up to it. I feel like the old Rupert teacher did have something to do with it, was trying to protect Jughead, and is now dead because of it. Um, but yeah, I think the ones who are actually going to do it is either going to be this Francis guy or it's going to be Brett and Donna. Because I don't know. I don't like the vibes they give off. I mean, obviously they put Jughead in like a freaking like what a casket, like buried him underground for like overnight, and that's messed up. What kind of normal person does that to someone? Like you can say like, oh, school traditions, yada yada, all you want. No, that's messed up. You have to be some sort of messed up to do something like that to someone. Um, yeah, and uh, I think they're going to put the blame on Archie, Betty, and uh, Veronica. I don't think it actually happened. I think maybe they're going to be there for it. Maybe they were there to witness it. Um, because I remember the last episode of last season, they had a little thing where they were kind of like hanging out around a fire and they were burning all of Jughead's stuff. And they were like, oh, we'll never have to talk about this. Well, he just went missing, yada yada. So I think maybe they have like some involvement, but I don't think they are going to be the ones who actually murdered or killed Jughead. I also don't 100% think that Jughead is dead. Maybe that's just because I'm hoping he isn't. Like, and also he's like the narrator of the show, so I don't necessarily know how that's going to work. But alas, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, as you can tell, I am making Sunnyside Trailer Park, which is where the Serpents, including the Jones family, all live. There was at one point where at this point, I believe, I realized this is too small of a lot. So I decided to save this and move it to a bigger lot because I wanted to add more trailers so the rest of them could all live. Obviously I couldn't make the whole entire trailer park because I don't know what the whole entire trailer park lives like or looks like. I don't even necessarily know what like Tori and Sweet Peas, or Tony, my bad. I don't necessarily know what their trailers look like because it doesn't show too much of it. So for this, it's basically freehand, kind of like what I think it would look like. I know I made theirs like a little different, a little bit of like personality. I know Tony is I believe has like Native American roots, so I kind of I don't know, tried to include some of that. Plus she's more feminine, so I imagine she would like I don't know, possibly have like a different like styled like room. I know I believe she lived with her grandpa, so it's kind of goes in hand. But yeah, I don't know. I made them a little individual, as if yeah, what their place would possibly look like in my mind, because you don't really see it a lot. Um, but yeah, I think that is all I have got to say for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I really hope you guys are liking these videos. Next week I am going to be doing the Lodge family, which it's a little tough because like I don't the Lodge family irritates me like so much. Veronica irks me. Hiram, all like they kind of irk me and everything they do frustrates me, but I'll try to, you know, I'm gonna try not to be biased, and I'm gonna do it, but the hardest one is gonna be like the house design because I kind of live in an apartment. But yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. Anyways, yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.